Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. And today's video, we are going to look at one of the most, if not the most annoying tank in the game, and especially the most annoying tank in tier 10. And of course, that is the Type 71. Now, who would have thought? Who would have thought my first ever review on this tank was basically the tank is not great, and yeah, I kind of shot myself in the foot with that one. I stated that the armor isn't fantastic, but that was actually before I was looking into the armor profile itself, and you can't always go by numbers. Of course, if you go by what the armor states in the game settings, the armor doesn't look fantastic, but effective. The armor is absolutely insane. It is the Japanese heavy tank, the Type 71. However, it's a heavy tank, but it's got, I mean, the reload's not bad, the DPM isn't the best, but the armor profile on this thing is absolutely insane. Now, of course, you can run it with that equipment where you can have more gun depression, or you can have sort of more mobility, more traverse, which is what I would honestly recommend to play, how to play this tank. If you do that, because you can traverse a lot quicker, you can move a lot quicker side to side, and then when you're doing that, your armor profile becomes absolutely insane and almost impossible to penetrate. A lot of people have to switch to their premium rounds to be able to penetrate you. The turret is absolutely insane. Overall, the tank is insane. The tank is absolutely insane. It's one of my go-to tanks in tier 10, one of the best tanks in tier 10 at the moment, and it has been since it was introduced to the game. Is it going to ever change? I don't know. I don't know if Wargaming will nerf the tank somehow, but yeah, it is what it is at the moment. It's a super strong tank. As you can see, you can bounce almost anything that comes your way, but given them the opportunity, you could also get shot quite easily as well. So do bear that in mind. Now watch this shot here. Amazing shot. Boom. Yeah, tricked you. So if you haven't grinded this line, it's definitely worth grinding. It really is definitely worth grinding. Now, what equipment you use is totally up to you. Now, of course, I'm sitting there saying use the equipment with the more traverse, quicker traverse, more mobility. But of course, if you want to run it with the equipment where you get 9 degrees of gun depression, it all depends on how you play this tank. If you want to sit on a ridge, if you want to sit on a ridge line and don't attack as such, then of course run it with the 9 degrees of gun depression, because if you're running it with the that gun depression and you are sitting on a ridge, it is awesome. It really is awesome for that reason. But if you like to get in the mix of it, if you like to help your mediums, if you like to be front line, then yeah, I wouldn't run it with the 9 degrees of gun depression. Run it with the traverse, run it with that, because you will, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun to play the tank like that. And of course, when this tank first was into the game, straight away you just look at the equipment that gives you 9 degrees of gun depression, and automatically you don't even want to look at the other one. It's just like 9 degrees of gun depression, like yeah, of course I'm going to use that. And that is how I sort of rated the tank when I first was playing it. But then other people, people talk to you and they say, look, Meadsy, run it with this. It's a lot more better. And I thought people was on drugs when they started telling me not to run it with the gun depression. Honestly, I thought people like, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't you want to run this tank with the 9 degrees of gun depression? With the turret that this tank has got, you would want to run it. You should run it with the 9 degrees of gun depression. But that, of course, is until I tried the other equipment, and I was gobsmacked. Wow, I've been playing this tank all along. I've been testing this tank without using that that equipment, and it's just like insane, absolutely insane. It does make the tank a lot more enjoyable to play. So again, it all depends on the situation that you're in. If you're on a ridge, then of course you're going to want that 9 degrees of gun depression, but it's probably better, but then it's not as fun. Sitting on a ridge is not as fun. it really isn't as fun. I personally, with this tank, I like to go with my mediums if I can. The speed is absolutely fine as it is. You can get to your medium tanks, and you can bounce literally anything. You can bounce anything. If you angle, you can bounce. If you hold down, you can still bounce. Even without the gun depression, of course, you can still bounce. The turret is still the same, but you just can't get your gun up down far enough as you would if you were running with a 9 degrees. So you've still got the turret, but this time you've got the speed, you've got the mobility to go with it. So yeah, I mean, medium tanks really struggle with dealing with the Type 71. As you can just see there with the Progetto, couldn't penetrate me. We have managed to bounce 1,000 damage now. Now I've seen replays with people getting 5,000-6,000 damage along with 5,000-6,000 block damage. Absolutely insane. And if you haven't grinded this line, definitely do it. You definitely need to grind this line, because it is one of the best tanks in the game currently, and it's the most annoying. It definitely is the most annoying tank in the game to play. So we're just going to finish this replay off. Not much left. We don't really do too much, if I'm honest. We're on 1,700 damage. We blocked 1,400 damage. We've still got the hit points to deal with these guys. It is a 4 versus 4. Just going to take that TVP out. And again, a heavy, it doesn't have the highest alpha, but a heavy with a 10-second reload with the mobility that it's got, and you can just see we can almost bounce anything. That is a fun tank. So let me know your thoughts on the Type 71. Have you had a chance to play it yet? Do you find it annoying to deal with? And again, like, we come out sideways and you can still bounce in this tank. You can't rely on the armor, of course, if you're coming out sideways, but the fact that you can still come out sideways, you can just see all that red there even at them angles. So let me know your thoughts on this tank. Is it annoying? Do you find it easy to come up against, or is it a tank that you just try to ignore in the battlefield, let your team deal with them? Let me know your thoughts in the game, and let me know your thoughts. What do you think is the most annoying tank in the game? This is mine. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.